Hi, my name my name is Sasi, and currently I am pursuing a BTech degree from VIT Sindri in civil engineering. Uh, as we know, I'm trying to improve my communication skill, and this is deep hack of improving my communication skill. So actually, every day I practice tongue twister. After that, I go to the uh, reading book reading. But today I am feeling a little bit tired, so I will directly go to the book. So first I have to explain. This is book name "Lab is What You Make It" by Preeti Shenoy. Preeti Shenoy. This is all means tap of a love story till now, and this is Deep Hack, and the chapter name is Life is What You Make It. This is the name of book, and this is the chapter. Today I reach finally in chapter 5, and okay, no need. So I would like to continue. Uh, First, I'm explaining what the story till now. Uh, in this, one girl named Ankita, who is a writer, and his classmates or boyfriend type name is Vapo. He take admission in IIT Delhi, and girls Ankita, writer, who is writer. She is studying in Kerala, one college named Angels High School. Egle, oh sorry, somebody. This one college from Kerala, and she after some time she becomes a general secretary of arts club. So she went for an event in other college. There she met to one boy. He is already friend of her friends. So due to some this type of a story, love story started to other boy. Means that boy loves him. Her his name is Abhi. So and now today is the day when Abhi is going to meet to her. So life is what you sorry, uh, Ankit, our writer is going to meet to Abhi. So the story is life is what you make it. Abhi's back was turned to me, and he seemed to be watching cricket on television eagerly when I arrived. I had caught catch glimpses of him through the window, which had a curtain that has drawn back. I was nervous and excited, and suddenly unsure of myself. What was I doing? Turning up at his house just because of he had asked me to. After all, did did not even know him for long. How could I get carried away like this just because of he had written me a nice letter? For a moment, I considered turning back and going home. I could always call him and say that something had turned up and I could not come. He would never know, but then I rang the bell. Abhi jumped up almost immediately and switched off the TV. He saw me through the window and his face broke into a wide grin. Welcome, welcome, he boomed as he opened the door and held out his hand. Hi, I smiled as we shook hands and as though we are meeting. Hmm. Hi, I smiled as we shook hands as though we were meeting formally for a business meeting. He led me to the drawing room, which was tastefully done up and mentioned to me to sit down. I sank into a plush coffee brown three-seater sofa, and he took a seat on the armchair beside me. The whole place had an undeserted elegance. un- Understated elegance. The stream of light flowing flowing in through the window made the atmosphere very cheerful. I forgot my initial hesitation and immediately felt at home. Good God, I was waiting and waiting. I was so scared you had changed your mind, he said. I'm on time. I had mentioned three, hadn't I replied. Oh yes, but when you are waiting for something important every 10 minutes seems an hour. I am so glad you came. I know you only too well, having waited the same way for I was phone's call, but I said nothing that and smiled. I knew only too well, having waited the same way for Vaivas phone calls, but I said nothing and smiled. An elderly-looking gentleman emerged from another room, which I presumed was the kitchen. Presumed was the kitchen. He was tall, with a mop of grey hair, looked distinguished, and wore a white kurta and dhoti. Apacha, this is Ankita, my friend from college, said Abhi, introducing me. And Ankita, this is my darling grandfather, he said. I immediately stood up out of respect. Years of schooling in a system which drilled Indian value in you, like respect for the elderly, was hard to do away with. Hello, sir, I said automatically. Hello, young lady, and there is no need to stand. Do have a seat. He greeted me, his eyes twinkling. He sounded warm and friendly. I could sense the camaraderie between Abhi and his grandpa almost instantly. Are you in the same college? He asked. Oh no, I am from Sant Agnes. Sant Agnes. Oh, so you are now ongoing with the enemy? Hey, Abhi. He joked. Enemies only at the cultural festival. Friends beyond those. Abhi smiled. Anyway, Mahavir can never beat Sant Agnes. That is for sure. I boosted emboldened by his grandfather's friendliness. Oh yes, I have to agree with you there. Agnes girls are very smart ended, said Abhi's grandpa. We will wait and see. Youth Fest is not yet over, said Abhi, pretending to be offended, but I could see that he was feeling very pleased and that his grandfather seemed to approve of him. I want to watch the cricket match. Why don't you both go upstairs? Said his grandfather as he switched on the television. Abhi looked at me questioningly to ask if that was okay. Shrugged. Okay, let us go upstairs, I said and followed Abhi as he led the way up. What I am ready to tell. Low confidence. Following, following him to his room is really not a good idea. My inner voice was be, beginning to tell me, but like before I shut it up, acted nonchalant and followed him. I realized I was leaving a safe zone. A bedroom was possibly dangerous territory. My inner voice was grumbling and shaking disapproving fingers at me now. But I was on a high. I was doing something that I had never done before. I was also curious to see what his room looked like. Besides, I had already agreed to come to his home, and it was his grandfather who had suggested me to go to his room, not him or me. How could I back out now? Wow! I said as I entered. I couldn't help it. The room looked like it had been plucked right out of the pages of an entire design magazine and planted there. It was quintessentially male. What I'm doing, one thing I'm doing mistake that I haven't shared the pages that I am reading. So sorry, really sorry. Now I would like to share my window. Share. This is second page. Oh, no. Sorry. For the fact. Sorry for that. Currently, I'm in this place. There was a single bed neatly made with a muslin geometric striped blue duvet, soft fluffy pillow with matching striped pillowcases, and a chest of drawers beside it. There was a bookshelf on the wall with books neatly arranged. The chest of drawers had a framed photo of a very beautiful lady. There was a large, comfortable leather armchair which faced the bed at a 45-degree angle. There was a gauzy rug and a reading lamp beside the bed. There was a basketball and a football in a little open window box in the corner. There was also a guitar neatly propped up against the wall. The windows had bamboo blinds. The moment you enter the room, a feeling of warmth you, enveloped you, and you had a fight with argue to curl up on the cozy armchair with a book. Your room is so neat, I exclaimed. I like some kind of order and I try to keep it neat, he said. He looked pleased. Me too. My room is also very tidy and I would love it if you could see it, I said, feeling a bit surprised at myself. Why was I angling for his approval? So me, I had loved to see it. He grabbed the hint. No way, my parents would never agree to coming home. Oh, Ankita, you can be such a kid. Your parents don't have to know about everything. We winked. I felt a blush creeping up my face and tried my best to hide it. What are you suggesting, Abhi? I asked, looking at him straight in the eye. To see you, to see your room, of course, he answered without missing bit, looking at me. Bit looking right back into my eyes without wavering. Why? What did you have in mind? His eyes twinkled. I couldn't believe it. His voice had a very No, suggestive tone now, and to my honor, I found I lacked it. I looked away, trying to hide my confusion. My room, of course. I don't know what you had in mind, though. I answered, smiling. As soon as I recovered my from my confusion, I sat in the armchair and leaned back, drawing my feet under me, tucking them in and settling down comfortably. So tell me, wouldn't you ever even consider showing me your room? He asked as he perched on the bed and placed a pillow in his lap, leaning forward and resting his arms on the pillow. Let me think about it. I smiled, enjoying the snow. Abhi had dazzled me completely with his charm and educity, edu- audac- audacity. I seem to have forgotten about Vaibhav. My inner was swift again, trying to remind me to tell him about Vaibhav, but somehow at that moment, Vaibhav and everything to do with him seemed so far away. I was having such a good time that I didn't want anything to spoil it. Aren't you scared coming to a single guy room like this? He asked. He was testing me. No, of course not. I spent almost half the night with you on your back. Remember, or have you forgotten already? I retorted. Ha ha ha! He gawped. That I agree, Ankita, and thank you for trusting me. I did mean that I wrote in the letter. I must tell you that the blood bit freaked me out completely. Did you actually cut your hand? Which finger? I asked curiously. See, he said as he held up his hand. There was a cut on the ring finger, then the clutches it with his middle finger and thumb like a pen and demonstrated in the air. It is the first time I am doing something so desperate, Ankita. I wanted you to believe me so badly. I don't go around expressing my love to every girl I meet. I wanted I wanted you to see how sincere I was had and how desperate. Because you have no idea how much I love you. His eyes were shining with hope, love, and sincerity. It was hard not to be swept away by him. Looking at his face and listening to his words, looking at his face and listening to his word, I wanted to take his hand in mine and kiss his finger. I wanted to tell him that he was a great guy and I really enjoyed his company. I wanted to say that I felt honored that he was doing all this for me. But no words came, and I sat still like a statue, not knowing what to say. He mistook my silence for disapproval. Look, Ankita, I am really sorry to be so open. I swear I have wished 100 times I could have stopped this madness of mine, but I am helpless. He gestured, waving his hand in air. God, God, morning, evening, and night, day in and day out, all I think about is you. Do you even realize the significance of what I am saying? I could not keep quiet any longer. I got up and sat next to him on the bed. Oh, Abhi, I do. I said, I am not blind. I can see. But all this is certain for me. I think you are great girl. I do enjoy your company, but say no more. He interrupted me. There are no buts and no ifs in life. Life is what you make it, Ankita. Means I am willing to wait for you forever. That is how much I care. Thanks Abhi for what? For understanding how I end up off topic. Do you want to talk about anything else? The story is going like already know. There was a knock on the door before he could answer. It was a lady who seemed to be the maid holding a tray with two steaming mugs of tea, some fried onion bhajis, and ginger biscuit. Thank you, Tracy Chachi, he said as he kept the tray on the chest of drawer, giggled, and left the room. I suddenly realized that she must have giggled because Abhi and I were sitting on the bed side by side, our shoulder almost touching each other. She must have thought he, we were doing or something else. Abhi smiled and the mischiefs coming back to his voice again, as though we do nothing with the door open. Let me shut it. Then he teased. Not so soon, I replied, smiling. By the way, Abhi, where are your parents? Do they both work? My mom is no more. That's her picture you see over there. He said, pointing to the lady's photo that I had earlier seen on the chest of drawer. There is so there is so much more I want to tell you. He said, no, actually I want to show you. No, actually I want to show you. Do say I'm all ears. I said, propping a pillow against the wall and leaning back on his head. In ways it felt so intimate to be sitting with him like this on his bed. He turned around so that his back was towards me and lifted up his t-shirt. I was stuck. It was so profusion of angry, wild, and bruises, some red and some bleeding ones crisscrossing each other all over his back. God, what is it? I said as he lowered his t-shirt and turned over towards me, settling next to me, leaning against the wall. His shoulder was definitely touching mine now, but I had no efforts to move away. That is my father, he said simply. I hate him. I would kill him if I could. The, the vehemence and determination in his voice shocked me. His openness in showing it to me also took me by complete surprise. I was feeling a plethora, plethora of emotion that I had no name to. I wanted to know more. He used a belt and bastard paradon my language, he said as simply. But why? What have you done to merit this? It's too long a story. It's a long story. But let me try and make it short. No, tell me the whole things. I want to know. He does not live here. He lives in the Pretoria, South Africa. He works for a missionary organization trying to promote God's causes, he said. The derision and scorn in his voice was obvious. And what I showed up and should I try something? And what I show you what he reward his time to me for my refusal to tow his land. He visit me from time to time. He wants to me to join him in his mission. I hate it when he comes here. Doesn't your grandpa stop him? This is my mother's dad. So he has no say in the matter. My father does not even know who is who his parents are. He arrived by the missionaries. He will lay down his life for them, and he just cannot accept the fact that I have different viewpoint. And how did your viewpoint become different? I asked. I asked a wave of curiosity and affection floating through me. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know all about this guy who was so madly in love with me. My mom was Hindu. That is why it means such a lot of him. I joined him. It is a kind of redemption for his having married her. I didn't know what to say. I felt like hugging him and telling him that I would all work out in the end. But how know what the future held, and the assurance shouldn't sounded hollow to me. I took his hand in mine and the one that had the cut and held it. It seemed the right things to do at that point of time. He squeezed my hand as if he was getting some strength to go on. He sat quietly for a long time, hands entwined, shoulder to shoulder. There was so much going in, entwined, shoulder to shoulder. There was so much going on inside my head. I felt strangely connected to Abhi. He made no attempt to move or to remove his hand. Finally, when it began getting dark, I said that I must go home, otherwise my parents might get worried. Something in my something in me changed that day with the visit. I wasn't sure what is what it was. There were no words to describe it. I wanted to tell it all to see, but not right now. I needed time to clear my own thoughts, which were still whirling inside my head. As I fell asleep that night, it was the first time in ages that someone other than Webo had dominated my thoughts. A story going crazy, crazy, crazy. So should I read the next? So this one a small one. I would like to read today. See, should I share? Yeah, surely. I will share with you guys. Then, okay, excuse me. Hmm, this one. Today I'm trying to read the sixth chapter, as this one is a smaller one, and today I haven't practiced for tongue twister, so that I can continue this one also, and this one is also a small one. Is 5 pages almost. I want to almost 3 pages, so I can complete it because as the story is going so interesting and yeah, interesting a story. So I would like to complete sixth chapter named the Needle Swings. So we could not wait to hear all about my visit to his place. She dragged me up to a set. Once again, sorry guys. Sui could not wait to hear all about my visit to Abhi's place. She dragged me up to a secluded secluded spot in the building that housed the college auditorium. You little minx, you slept with him. You lost your virginity, didn't you? She snickered. Of course not. We only held hands. My indications words were odd even before I realized it. How much I flickers. I flickers too much, so I have to focus and read that. Of course not. We only held hands. My indications were even odd even were out even before I realized it. Ah ha ha ha, Miss Ankita Sharma. If anybody can get you to open up and trap you to admit fact, it is the only me. She looked as though she had won a prize at a fair where you try your chance in the game of luck. Asked her to shut up and narrated in detail every single thing that I had happened ever since I moved to his home. She left out a whistle when I completed. Then he said, "You should have at least kissed him. You and your dumb idea. You are a troll. You are a trollop. That is all you can think of." I was annoyed with her for not offering a slave to my guilt. She was only looking at his She was only looking at it as an opportunity to get physical with a guy, a perfect opportunity that had been handed to me on a platter which in her book I had missed. I walked up angrily and she trailed behind me. Hey, relax. I was only teasing you, he said. But look at you, you are behaving as though you actually slept with him. Look, I am beginning to lack him a lot more than I intended to. I have no idea what to do and what to I tell Weber. I asked, "How do you know you? How do you? How do you know your sweet Weber hasn't met someone there? You think he's telling you everything? For God's sake, Ankita, it is not I know you are married to Weber. Things happen. Things happen. People change. Before I met Ravi, I lacked serious and all this virginity business is really no big deal. You do it and it's done. I knew she had a sex life, but this was the first time she was talking about it. I know she had a sex life, but this was the first time she was talking about it. We are not you scared the first time, I asked her. I wished I could be a non-talented, non-talented at her. I wish things did not bother me so much. Well, not exactly scared, because I knew that I was doing. I was more worried about whether he had put on the condom right. I was not. I was more worried about whether he had put. Wait. It's going too crazy. I haven't seen book now. Okay, leave it. Just hear my voice so that because I have to take photos, then I have to send WhatsApp, then it's too long process. So keep it as simple as well. Not exactly scared because I knew what I was doing. I was more worried about whether he had put on the condom rack, and I was more worried about getting pregnant. And how did you know the Suresh was the one? I asked. My sweet Anks, which century are you living in? Don't tell me you are saving your virginity to gift it on a platter to the guy you will be marrying. She said. I was. So I said nothing. I think she understand. Look, look, she said. I had decided to do it and I did it. That was all. It did not matter with whom, but things did not work out with Rosfres. The Ravi comes along and even now it is not as if Ravi and I are a couple. I, it's too crazy. Then Ravi came along, and even now, it is not as if Ravi and I are a couple. I do understand what you are feeling, babes. Trust me, I have been there. I know. I felt a lot better after has her assurance. I was a little in awe of her too. I had a miles I had miles to go in that department. Here I was feeling guilty for having spent time alone with a guy. I wasn't as if he had kissed or even got physically, but somehow I knew that the moment that barrier between him and me had been broken, I would go further the next time. I would go further the next time. I wasn't comfortable thinking about it, so I dealt with it in the manner I knew best. I pushed it aside. As months passed, I discovered that being on office barrier meant a mad whirlwind of selection, competition, trials, organization, transportation, and the best part of it all, the bringing home the laurel. For most of the culture festivals, we either came second in the overall championship or we were winner. For each of these culture festivals, the team for Mahavir would invariable be the present, invariably be present. That means that Avi was there, and my interaction with him grow more and more. It become almost a ritual after that. After each cultural fest, he would ask me if he could drop me back home after a cup of coffee. I looked forward to eat it. I enjoyed his company, and over numerous cup of coffees and back rats home, we were forging a bond that was becoming a stronger as the week passed. I did not breathe a word of any of these to Webber, but deep down I knew I wasn't waiting for his call or letter anymore with the same eagerness that I used to. This day I was only looking forward to opportunities that give me a chance to be a give me a chance to be with Abhi for longer periods of time. The needle that swung the needle had swung so in Abhi's favors, and there was no question of turning back. A story. That's why love story is always a stupid thing. It seems like one of my friend in this college, she has little bit same type of a story, but same type of a story. But in case girls meet to other college, because in her college no boys, but in our friends with sorry, I can't share that story. After if she know any hockey, I share that story, she will kill me. So leave it. Now I would tomorrow, as my exam will be started from 10th December, 10th September. So I have to plan accordingly so I can prepare for my exam as well as my this series communication, improving communication. Actually, I can change the name of this series. Actually, I can name this one as "We Are Reading Book Together." My first English book. Okay, fine. So tomorrow I will read "Destiny Changes in Moments." Destiny changes in moments. Okay. So all about this for today. A story of love, hope, and how determination can overcome even destiny. Okay, fine, guys. As I have to practice our transportation questions to get approx 8 CGP, overall 8 CGP in my BTech career. So I have to prepare, and this one is almost easy subject, easy semester. because I have already completed all those subjects. So I have to practice more and more so that I can get more marks in that subject. So surely I will I will go with question practice, then as well as through revision series. Okay. Okay. Bye. See you tomorrow.